If you're new here, subscribe for more updates. Michael Joseph Jackson, who was born on August 29, 1958, in Gary, Indiana, is without a doubt among the most influential figures in pop culture history. And even though his life was a roller coaster, full of highs and lows, we can't deny that the king of pop changed the world and left behind an extraordinary legacy. With 9 siblings, Michael was the 8th of 10 children born to a working-class African-American family. His father, Joseph Walter Jackson, was a steel mill worker and a part-time musician who would become the manager of the Jackson 5. Meanwhile, his mother, Catherine Esther, was a devout Jehovah's Witness. But despite all the fame and fortune, things weren't perfect. Michael felt suffocated by his father's strict management. So he broke from Motown in the mid-1970s and signed a 6-album deal with Epic Records. The album was released in 1982 and became the best-selling album of all time, with estimated sales of 70 million copies. Michael invented the moonwalk dance, which he first performed in 1983 during a Motown 25 special. The dance was innovative and mesmerizing, captivating audiences worldwide and making it one of the most iconic dance moves ever. In 1993, his first child sexual abuse allegations surfaced. The case was settled out of court for $20 million, and no charges were ever filed. But this was just the beginning. Michael was under constant media scrutiny over his changing appearance and eccentric behavior. The death was ruled a homicide, and Dr. Murray was later convicted of involuntary manslaughter. Many believed he had altered his appearance through plastic surgery, while others questioned his sanity. He was an exceptional artist and entertainer who captured the hearts of millions. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and a comment below with your thoughts. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more updates. His music continues to inspire and influence new generations of artists in pop, R&B, and dance. And his legacy, although a bit controversial, continues to live on, as the media dubbed him Wacko Jacko and went after him relentlessly. With it, he broke racial barriers on MTV, which used to feature almost exclusively white artists. Not only did it break every record, it also set a new standard for music videos with Thriller, Billie Jean, and Beat It. He followed up Thriller with the mega-hit albums Bad in 1987 and Dangerous in 1991, both of which sold tens of millions of copies and featured hit singles such as Man in the Mirror, Smooth Criminal, The Way You Make Me Feel, Dirty Diana, and Black or White. Throughout his career, Michael was known for his larger-than-life performances, spectacular world tours, and tireless humanitarian work. But despite all the pain and suffering, he never lost sight of his passion for music and performing. In 2009, he announced a comeback tour. This is it, with 50 sold-out shows planned in London. Sadly, he didn't live to see it happen. He received numerous awards and honors, including 13 Grammy Awards, which is still a record for most awarded to a male artist. He was also a pioneer, a trendsetter whose influence extended beyond music into fashion, style, and popular culture. At the time, the idea of spending big on music videos was a bold move, but it paid off big time. These videos were groundbreaking. They pushed the boundaries of storytelling, special effects, and choreography, establishing music videos as an art form and transforming MTV into a cultural powerhouse. However, the ordeal took a heavy toll on him and his career, forever damaging his public image. Still, there were many people who continued to love and support him, seeing him as an innocent man who was being persecuted. To this day, Thriller is considered the greatest music video of all time. It's gotta be there. His first solo hit was released in 1971 when he was just 13, although he co-wrote the song. It was mainly produced by his father and featured the Jackson 5 band. The song reached #1 on the Billboard Soul chart and #10 on the Hot 100, but it didn't surpass the success of Ben, another iconic hit that was included in the soundtrack of the movie of the same name, in which Michael starred. The song spent 4 weeks at #1 on the Billboard Soul chart and 3 weeks at #1 on the Hot 100. By the time he was 7, he was already singing and dancing as the group's lead performer for On the Pop chart, featuring hits such as We're Almost There and Just a Little Bit of You. Then came the release of Off the Wall in 1979. It's considered his first true solo album since he collaborated with producer Quincy Jones, who introduced a level of sophistication and musicality that distinguished Michael from other teen idols of the day. It was an instant success, selling 20 million copies within a year. Off the Wall is a blend of pop, funk, and disco that features iconic songs such as Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, Rock With You, She's Out of My Life, and Girlfriend. And at 8, he became the youngest member of the American Guild of Musical Artists. Thanks to his outstanding performance in a television special called The Jackson Family Christmas, she was a homemaker who occasionally worked as a secretary. They moved to Los Angeles, California, and 2 years later, their first single, I Want You Back, hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. It established the Jackson 5 as teen idols and launched them into superstardom. And although all the members of the group were talented, it was clear that Michael was the breakout star. That's why he quickly became the lead singer. She was also the backbone of the family and its moral compass. Sadly, she passed away in 2018 at the age of 89. All of Michael's brothers and sisters pursued careers in music and entertainment. But it was Michael who exhibited extraordinary talent from a very young age. And because of this, he began performing with his older brothers in the Jackson 5. When he was only 5 years old, he was naturally gifted with a beautiful voice, allowing him to hit high notes with ease. But what truly made him stand out was his stage presence. The boy had charisma and charm that drew people in, making them fall in love with him. When they were just a small band, Michael started dancing in front of audiences, which made him feel more confident and comfortable. After several years, the Jackson 5 gained some attention, and in 1969, they were signed to Motown Records. In fact, during the group's heyday, he was already starting his own solo career. He followed up with the release of his second album, Forever,
Michael,
in 1975. It peaked at #1 on the Soul chart, and no. But if we're talking about sales, nothing compares to Thriller. But it wasn't just his music and voice that made him so famous. As his popularity soared, so did his music. However, all was not well in his private life. In 2003, he faced new charges, and in 2005, he was put on trial. But thankfully, he was acquitted on all 14 counts. Unfortunately, Michael's troubles were far from over. In the following years, he battled health issues and financial problems. On June 25, 2009, at the age of 50, Michael died from cardiac arrest brought on by a lethal dose of the anesthetic propofol, which was administered by his personal doctor, Conrad Murray. Even though Michael is no longer with us, his impact on the world is undeniable. We'll miss you, Michael. Thank you for watching this video.